this is Rena Makhtoum. I enhance women on the outside to ignite the inside and help them achieve their dreams and goals. We like uplifting, positive videos. So today we're going to talk about the heart. We're going to talk about heart math, which is an institute that I learned about 20 years ago. Being an electrical engineer, I was always curious about signals. Did you know that the heart actually has electromagnetic signals? Yeah, like the EKG for the brain. The heart also has electromagnetic signals. And I love electromagnetic signals. It actually projects its electromagnetic signals about 10 feet all around the entire body. So 10 feet in front, 10 to the side, 10 above, and 10 below. Imagine having a giant sphere around you that's just pure energy coming from our hearts. So when we interact with somebody that is 20 feet away, their heart signals come in 10 feet, our heart signals come in 10 feet, and they meet. So when we're close to someone, we can actually feel their heart signal. And that's where I learned about heart math, because you know what? We are interacting even though we are not speaking and we are not touching, but there's an interaction going on with the EKGs of our heart. And all of a sudden we meet someone and we really like them instantly, or we don't like them instantly, and we just don't know why. Well, maybe it's because our heart signals are not connecting. Did you ever think your heart was signaling everybody else and telling them what you've been up to? Now, I know we've all felt this. Have you ever walked into a room where there's a funeral going on or someone has just passed and everyone is so sad? You can be fine, and the minute you walk into the room, it hits you, right? All the sadness, all the emotion. Without anyone talking to us or saying anything to us, we can feel the emotional effect of the hearts around us. That's why when my kids were young, I always watched, like, where am I arguing? Because if my husband and I were arguing in this room, my son, whose bedroom is right there, would actually have 10 feet coming down, and our son's heart space was coming 10 feet down, our heart space was 10 feet up. So at some point, our child could actually feel the argument. Now, granted, he was a baby, so he might not understand the argument, but he can actually feel the argument. So it was really important that I was not at all near my kids when we had an argument. Think about kids that are constantly exposed to stressful environments. They have stress hormones in them all the time. Stress hormones tell us to fight or flight or freeze. And so what happens is these kids tend to have bigger muscles because their body is telling them you might have to run and hide really fast. And it also prevents brain development because the body is going to protect this child at all costs by sending more blood and nourishment to the muscles. And often here we see major athletes that have had really stressful childhoods because their heart experienced all that stress that was within the 10-foot aura around them. So what I recommend is, before you interact with anyone, figure out what is your emotional state. Where are you? Are you frustrated? Are you angry? Are you sad? Or are you happy? Because they will feel that from your heart before you ever come close to them. Before you're in speaking range, people can kind of get a sense of if this is a good call or a bad call, even just from the way you say hello. I feel it's really important for us to be aware of our emotional states at all times and how we are interacting with others. Sometimes we're sending out messages we didn't even know were going out. Our heart has its own intelligence. Yeah, sometimes the heart is controlled by the brain, but did you know sometimes the heart gets signals from the brain and just ignores them? You know, when we've suffered a huge hurt of the heart, maybe we lost love or we're experiencing a loss, it really doesn't matter how much logic comes, because guess what? Our heart isn't listening to our brain. Our heart has its own intelligence, and if it's sad, right? My recommendation is Know that your heart has an aura that's about 10 feet in front and behind. Know the distance that even though you may be this big, you cover a larger space. And when we interact with people using that larger space, they can sense our emotions and our feelings, and they get messages before we're even conscious that we're sending them. So control your heart, love your heart, be nice to your heart, because your heart has an intelligence of its own, and it feels the stress and it feels the hormones when we are not feeling well. And if you're gonna interact with someone, get control of your emotional state first. My name is Rena Makhdoom. I enhance women on the outside to ignite the inside, and I help boost their confidence because I think that women are awesome and confidence is what we all need. If you like this video, definitely click like, share. You can also scan this QR code for a free self-love guide. Thanks.